All right, let's watch this now. South Korea's untouchable families. We're moving away from Russia to South Korea. I want to see. This video seems sick.
Vice President for Cabin Service, and
let's look at some South Korean oligarchs.
Ms. Cho forced the plane to return to the gate where she had the head of the cabin crew kicked off. She was served macadamia nuts in a bag instead of on a plate.
What?
After the story sparked outrage throughout South Korea and much of the world, she resigned some of her duties, though she's apparently keeping her title at Korean Air.
우리나라가 어느 순간 보면 결국은 재벌들이 장악한 재벌 왕국으로 완전히 바뀌어버려요.
대규모 기업입니다.
Large businesses that make up a major portion of the country's economy that are owned by a single family.
대규모 기업 집단이 특정 가문에 의해서 지배될 때 사실상
We reported these companies as the chaebols.
재벌이다 이렇게.
Chaebol? South Korea is rich.
우리랑은 전혀 다른 세계의
They live in a completely different world to us.
저 가문에서
Unless we're born into that kind of family, we can't climb up. Ooh, this video is gonna be awesome. Chaebol? It has become common knowledge that the chaebols hold omnipotent power and no one can touch them. I'm fucking soy facing a little bit. I'm excited about this video. These are the Squid Game motherfuckers. Can you at least try to pick up the phonetic patterns in Korean? Who the fuck thinks it's pronounced chaeballs? Me, bro. My bad. I don't know. This video is anti-Semitic. Wait, what? What the fuck? Chunky Hwang, father of Yumi Hwang. Family situation was not so good back then. I was driving taxis and I wasn't earning a lot. Couldn't afford to send Yumi to the university. At the time, Samsung requested high schools to recommend smart and obedient students to work at their company. Yumi applied at the time. What the fuck's about to happen, bro? She went to work for Samsung hoping to save money for her future wedding. And she wanted to help pay for her younger brother's university tuition. Samsung is a large conglomerate in Korea. Salaries are high, and they offer good staff benefits. A lot of people congratulated Yumi and said good things about her getting a job at Samsung. I was so proud that she got a job at the semiconductor factory.
For those who are shaping the future by reinventing the present, it is my pleasure to introduce the Galaxy Note 10.
What happened? Did the Samsung explosive device kill her or something? What the fuck happened? Samsung's brand value remains in second place globally. The company is currently worth 81 billion US dollars. This is Sun Tak Hong, accountant advisor and People Solidarity for Participatory Democracy. They compete and win against Apple and Japanese and Chinese corporations globally, and that makes us proud. Chatters be like, this is fucking anti-South Korea propaganda. You must be an advocate for North Korea. My answer to that is yes. What are you going to do about it? The Jusha ideology lives on. The revolutionary principles of self-determination live on within the heart of every Korean. Sorry. Semiconductor industry and Samsung is at the top
사실상 이제
globally.
세계적으로도
Jusha is right wing. What the fuck, dude? It's a joke, man. I am not an advocate for the unironically non-Marxist Leninist monarchy in North Korea. Please stop.
거의 뭐 탑 수준에 와 있고
Semiconductor. South Korea became known because of
알려지는
Samsung.
역할도 했잖아요.
전자, 금융, 뭐 호텔
Samsung has
sektor,
business in electronics, finance. They run hotel
그래서
businesses, trading.
너무 다양하게 많기
They're so
때문에
diverse, it's so
연예계도
obvious that they're
너무
influential.
다양한 것 같고요. 뭐 일단 삼성을 생각해 보면 삼성
Okay, I'm not gonna read everything. I'm sorry. All their subsidiaries bring in some projected accounts for 20% of Korea's GDP.
만약
God damn.
조카가 아들이 삼성전자 입사한다고
People feel
하면
proud of their nephews or sons getting
자본감을
the
느끼게
Samsung
만들어준
electronics.
회사고
저는 서강대학교에 재학
My
중인
name is
3학년
Younghwa Sim.
신정호입니다.
I am a junior at a university.
취업을
I'm currently
준비하고
preparing to
있습니다.
look for a job.
삼성, 현대, SK 3개 정도 수능 때도 서울대, 고대, 연대 그랬다면
The aim of our
지금도
CSAT
삼성, 현대,
get into
SK
companies like Samsung, Hyundai,
옆에서
or
봐도
SK.
공부하고 있고 옆을 또 보면 공부하고 있고 내 앞에도 공부하고 뒤에도 공부하고 대기업에 가고 싶다는
The only
선택지인
choice is
거죠.
to get into the
그
conglomerates.
외에는 전혀 없어요.
No other
왜냐하면
option than that. Because
우선 임금 격차가 많이
salary
납니다.
gap is
거의 두
almost
배가까지
double.
나고, 복지 같은 경우도
welfare
차이가 많이
benefits are
나고
different.
사실 그런 것보다
But really, more than that,
시선인 것 같아요.
it's about how
주변에서의
people look
시선.
at you.
대기업을 못 가면
As if you have failed if you
실패한
don't get into the conglomerates.
제 주변에
There
중소기업을
is
가겠어
no one
라고
around me
간
who
경우는
says,
없고,
I want to get into a smaller,
또
medium-sized
대기업에
business.
도전해서
They try for the big
실패하면
conglomerates first,
소리소문 없이
and if they don't get in,
있는
they just go elsewhere and don't tell anyone about it, and I don't hear from them ever again.
그냥 일단은 보통 이제 입사가
It's not easy to get into the
그렇게
conglomerates.
쉬운
Wait, is this
일-
real? Do you know how Samsung became Korea's top conglomerate? The director of South Korea gave them Japan's reparations instead of the people? What? Dictator, the director. What am I doing? The dictator of South Korea gave them Japan's reparations instead of the people? Are you serious? It's not easy to get into the conglomerates.
한국에서는
Unlike Europe or America, there's no rolling recruitment in Korea.
이랑 다르게 수시 채용하는 게 아니라 기간을 정해놓고
Those companies will only recruit once or twice a year at the same time.
에서 채용을 동시에 진행해요.
Jonestown Savage is right, by the way. It says more evidence that we're crossing the point where national economies that gave rise to local systems of oppression are now international ones that give rise to global systems of oppression. Humanity is fucked in the era of global capital. Yes, everywhere is a little baby America. Everywhere is a little baby capitalist country. And of course, every single place that follows the mechanism of Western development are also following along the exact same bad parts of capitalism, specifically capital accumulation at the top and the profound amount of control that capital owners have over their bourgeois capitalist democracy, their bourgeois capitalist system of governance.
그래서 뭐 적성 검사라든지
So there are practice books to prepare for the aptitude tests. Holy shit, it's often prepared for the same way as a college entrance exam? That's crazy.
SK도 보고 다른
Samsung, LG, and SK have it, but since Samsung in particular has so many applicants,
삼성 고시
theirs is often referred to as the Samsung public exam. Why don't they just own it? Why don't they just like take it over and nationalize it? In an average year, as many as 500,000 graduating students apply to work for the chaebol conglomerates. That's 73% of all fresh graduates in a given year. What the fuck?
My name is Sang Park, economics professor at Seoul National University. As a consequence of Jaebol
My Korean friend had to do a 1-month internship before he could do his job interview? What? Will be America with robot dogs and drones roaming the streets to be sure people behave and go to work. Trump or Republicans will bring in fake democracy when they steal midterms.
economic development. Jaebol dominated Korean economy. Democracy is now replaced by corporatocracy.
This is crony capitalism, not real capitalism. We need to deregulate the markets and allow for more competition. Yeah, you guys ever see that meme where it's like, real socialism hasn't been tried, and it's like a fucking list of all the countries, or real communism hasn't been tried, which unironically is true. None of them are stateless, borderless, classless, moneyless societies. But everybody always claims that like real capitalism, this ain't real capitalism. Dog, this is capitalism, okay? This is not the fucking government personally. Every single instance of deregulation has led to this. Every single instance of deregulation has led to this level of monopolization, including the top of the hour ad break, which comes at the top of every hour and impacts all, okay? Impacts everyone unconditionally. So here's the 1 minute ad break now.
대규모 기업 집단, 즉 국가 경제에서
Large business groups that make up a major portion of the country's economy
기업 집단이고, 그리고 이
and that are
대규모
owned by a
기업
single
집단이
family, we refer to these
특정
companies
가문에
as
의해서
chaebols.
지배될 때, 사실상 지배될 때 재벌이다 이렇게 부릅니다. 이 당시에 60년대 70
Each chaebol owns its own consumer depositing bank, so their funding is self-sustaining. It's insane. It's like if Unilever owned Bank of America or Disney owned Chase. Yo, that's like mega capitalism. Deregulation and free trade is literally what resulted in the complete decimation of the African continent by Europeans in the 20th century through resource extraction. Keck W. You can't say that and then slap a Keck W on its ass, chatter.
10년대 한국에서
Korea did not have
자본시장이
proper capital
발달하지
market in the
못했어요.
60s and 70s.
기업들은
Businesses
자금을
needed funds to
가지고
invest.
와서 투자를 신인도가 낮아서
But they could not take out loans from abroad due to their low
이때
credibility.
정부가 중간에 끼어들어서
So the government
자금으로
intervened and
이자를
brought in
가지고
funds
와서
from
기업들에게
above
나눠줬어요.
and distributed them to corporations.
1970년대
The chaebols were formed in the
중화학공업
1970s heavy
재벌들이
industrialization.
형성됐기 때문에 당시의 정부는
And the government at the time
각
distributed specific industries to
재벌들에게
each of them.
집중 분야를 나눠줬습니다. 삼성, LG는 전자,
Electronics was assigned to Samsung, motor vehicles were given to Hyundai,
이런 신생 재벌이라고 할 수 있는 재벌들이
and these new chaebols grew rapidly.
이런 정부 주도 재벌 중심 발전 전략이
Such government-led chaebol-centric development was successful.
1960년에서 한 30년 정도
Korea harvested unprecedented success in the following 30 years.
삼성, 현대차,
Major corporations are
SK,
Samsung,
LG
Hyundai
이렇게
Motors, SK,
4대
and
기업이
LG.
있는데요. 4대 재벌의
The
경제력
top 4
집중,
chaebols in their
그리고
concentration of the economy and market capitalization became much bigger in the last 10 years.
최근 10년 사이에 많이 높아졌습니다.
4대 재벌
Listen, all I'm saying is if you are going to personally have a dictatorship, divvying out the sums to individual oligarch and then having them maintain all the profits for themselves and continue to take advantage of the oligopoly that they have created, that you have created, that is far less preferable to having a authoritarian single party system that you have created that at the very least is able to bully such families and then take their wealth away from them at a moment's notice. Obviously, I don't need to say more. I think you understand the Chinese system, where at the very least the government can and does regularly flex its awesome powers that it has over the corporations, which it will routinely bully, for the record. Isn't that just statism? No, that's not communism. I mean, technically, depending on if you're an anarcho-capitalist or not, you will see all manner of taxation as theft, okay? I just think that it's like super tax. What Xi Jinping does and the Chinese Communist Party does is what I like to call a super tax, which is super good. And I'm actually a fan of and advocate for and wish we had the balls to do here in the United States of America.
재벌 내지 5대 재벌이 사실 우리 이른바
Tanky is
재벌
not question mark? How is that tanky? Dude, what the fuck? Liberals think everything is a fucking tanky when you literally say it's good for the government to forcibly bully mega corporations that it has, played a significant role in creating. Every corporation in America, by the way. Then it's totally fine and appropriate for the government to then say, hey, we're going to need $3 billion directly out of your fucking bank account. You need to liquidate some of your assets. You know, we want to fucking fund a new road, or we want to fund a new fucking initiative. Maybe a road, one road. Who knows? Maybe some super fast rail, you know? That's great. What do you don't want that? Like, what the fuck? I'm an advocate for taxes, dude.
들의 반 정도를 차지한다 이렇게 볼 수가 있고요.
Wait, what the fuck? Top 4 J-ball sales percentage.
차지한다 이렇게 볼 수가 있고요.
51% the rest of the companies, and then 4% runs 49% of the. Oh my lord.
이제 대한민국 경제의 뭔가 대들보인 것처럼 생각하는 사람들이 한편에서 막 위에 군림하고 있는.
There are lots of citizens who consider themselves as untouchable economic powers, as if they're above the law.
유미가 2003년
Yumi started the work in October 2003.
2005년
It was in May 2005 that she called her mom. Uh-oh.
그 유미가 엄마한테
What's gonna happen to Yumi, dude? This is not going somewhere good. She said that she was feeling sick and she had an upset stomach.
배 아프고 그랬다가 전화가 와갖고 처음에는 유미가
We thought she must have eaten something bad and we told her to take some medicine.
약방에 가서 그 약을 사다 먹으라 그랬어요.
Oh no.
이제
Yumi and her friend went to the hospital in Suwon.
병원을 가니까는 그 병원에서 그 바로 유미를
They admitted her right away and contacted me and her mom.
그 이제 나하고 유미 엄마를 오라고 그런 거예요.
Uh-oh.
의사 선생님이
The doctor asked to talk to me out in the hallway. He said,
나오라고 얘기를 하더라고요. 그래서 내가 이제 복도를 이렇게 나갔어요. 그랬더니 그 의사 선생님이 하는 말씀이 유미는 급성
Yumi has
골수성
acute
백혈병이라 그랬어요.
myeloid leukemia.
그 얘기를 들으니까
After hearing that, it felt like the sky was falling down on me.
느낌이 확 드는 거야 아주. 팔하고 다리가 힘이 쭉 빠지는 게 어떻게 할 수가 없는 거예요.
My arms and legs were giving up. I was frustrated beyond words.
표현할 수 없을 정도로 이게 답답한 거예요. 그래 1차 항암 치료를 이제 시작하니까 머리가 이제
Hair was falling out. She had chemotherapy.
막 우는 거야 이게 아주 머리가 쏙쏙 이렇게 다
Why is he so
빠지니까.
happy describing this? Apart from the top 4 J-balls in Korea, there are 24 well-known family-owned conglomerates. The nut rage incident. When a scheduled flight changed its path due to violence and personal authority, the airplane security was at risk after the chief flight attendant, who has judicial authority, was commanded to leave the plane. What the fuck?
땅콩 모양이 재벌이 무엇인가에 대해서
The
잘
nut rage case highlighted the power and authority of the chaebols for the first time to foreigners who had no idea about them.
인식시켜준 그런 사건이
Yeah, they're leaking Korea memes right now, pretty hard vices. This guy made a chaebol.com.
한국 기업의 갑질 문제가
There were many cases of Korean corporations and their abuse of power.
이런저런 상황에서 벌어지긴 했지만 실제로 오늘 일가족이
But this was a very rare case where a member of chaebol was actually prosecuted.
아마 드문 사례 중에 하나였습니다. 재벌은 무소불위의 권력을 가지고
It has become common knowledge that the chaebols
자기를 건드릴 수 없다 하는 인식들이
hold omnipotent power and no one can touch them.
보편적으로 자리 잡아 버린 거예요.
이미 재벌 총수 일가들은 어떤 범죄를 저질러도 감옥에 가지 않는다는 것이 상식화되고 있어요.
한국 법원에는 이제 재벌 정찰제 판결이라는 게 있어요. 징역 3년에
This is where they are given a 3-year sentence, later reduced to a 5-year probation. The chaebol rule. Tax evasion. Eight-month sentence commuted to 2 years probation.
주된 양형의 이유. 왜 이 사람을 실형을 선고하지 않고 집행유예로 풀어주는
The primary reason for letting them out is because,
대부분의 사유들이
oh, nice, because they've contributed greatly to the country's economy. Dude, I love when singular oligarch families contribute greatly to the fucking the economy of a country. Yeah, No, I mean, this is literally America, by the way, straight up. Except in America, they don't even go to jail, which is hilarious. In the United States of America, there is one rule, okay? There's one rule, and that is if you're rich enough, as long as you do not steal from the rich, you are never going to jail. Like, you have to literally directly fucking admit to a crime while you're peeing on an HBO special and get caught in a hot mic. American CEOs don't even fucking go to jail or go to fucking court. They just have their lawyers do their fighting for them.
사실은 그
Our government and the people raised the chaebols.
정부와 국민들이었는데
But now
재벌들이 정부와 국민을
they're controlling the government and the people through the judiciary system.
그런 역전된 시대.
I think the tides have turned.
우리나라에서 가장 큰 이제 재벌
Samsung is the largest chaebol in our country.
또 가장
Those who work at the very bottom
하게
become
되는
disproportionately poorer.
상대적으로 더더 가난한 시대. 근데 그 재벌들이 벌어들이는 것은
We are noticing that the
희생을
gains of the
통해서
chaebols are coming from someone else's
이루어지고 있다는
sacrifice.
사실이 확인되고 있는 거죠.
일단 몸이 언제부터 그랬던 거예요?
Yeah, I mean, Korea just came up with a new, with a new seasoning for just the corporate oligarchs. You know, this dude is just describing capitalism.
먹지를 못하니까 아주 얘가 아주 이렇게 그런
She couldn't eat. She was becoming skinny as a finger.
마르는 거야. 몸이 아주 바짝 마르는 거예요. 그래서 집을 따고 왔는데 이제 그때
Came
당시
home and
유미
Yumi's grandmother, who
할머니가
lived with us, said,
아니 애가 어떻게 이렇게
"How did
돼서
our child
왔냐고
come back
하면서
like this?"
그 회사가 어떻게 무슨 회사길래 애가 이렇게 병에 걸려서 이렇게 왔냐 그러면서 밥을 안 잡수는 거야 이게. 아무리 가만히 이렇게 생각을 해봐도
I started to wonder how she got sick. I was thinking and started to get suspicious.
의심하는 거야. 유미 병이 지금 왜 걸렸지 하는 그런 생각이 들어가는 거예요.
We don't know what the relationship with chaebol and the cancer is yet, but she was working at Samsung and she got cancer.
그 회사에서 무슨 일을 했냐고.
So she asked what kind of work she did at the factory. I guess she got cancer at the factory.
반도체 그 웨이퍼 이게 동그란 그 웨이퍼를.
Her job was to dip the round semiconductor wafers into various chemicals. Oh shit! And then again and again into other chemicals. That she repeated this process. There was a manager from her workplace who visited the hospital once a week.
그 과장님이 있었는데 그 과장님한테 물어봤어요. 유미가
asked him. Yumi said she dipped the wafers into these chemicals.
화학약품을 쓰면서 담궜다 뺐다 하는 작업을 했다 그러는데 이러면은.
If that's true, couldn't you acknowledge this is as a work-related disease?
그 산재 보험을 적용을
I requested to claim workers' compensation. Double
아니 아버님이 이 큰
Manager said, "Are you trying to win against such a large conglomerate like Samsung?" By the way, manager, typical manager behavior, very cool. Homie didn't even say, "Oh, it's not even Samsung's fault." You just like, you really think you can win against Samsung in arbitration? Straight up. They tried to appease Yumi's dad at first.
에게는 처음에는 이제 회유를 하는 거죠. 아버지 집에 찾아가서
They visited his house and talked about financial reimbursement.
더 이상 문제를 키우지 말기를 원하니까.
그 치료비 들어간 돈이 하고 그 경비하고 쓴 돈이 한 5천 한 몇백만 원 정도 들어갔던 것 같아요.
50,000, maybe 55,000.
들어갔던 것 같아요. 100만 원짜리 수표 5장을 가지고 왔어요.
Bro, 5 checks. He said the company doesn't have money, so take it. Let's end it here.
이거 받고 끝내자는 거예요.
He said the Samsung company does not have money. Take this 5,000. Shut the fuck up.
그래서 삼성에 돈이 없으니까
So Samsung didn't have money, but wanted to wrap it quick.
그러니까 나는 이게 속았다는 느낌이 이제 확 들어가는 거예요, 이제.
제일 흔한 건 돈으로 이 경제적으로 지금
The most common way they bully
치료비에
these families
허덕이는
with money.
가족들을 이제 괴롭히는 거예요. 이 한 공장에서
One factory,
여성
2 female
노동자
workers from the same team both died of
둘 다
leukemia. I wonder how that happened.
사망을 했다. 이거는 그냥 우연의 일치일 수 없다. 사실 말도 안 됐어요. 보호구도 제대로
There was no
없었고
proper protective
기본
equipment, no basic protection, not even
안전 장치
covers.
없이 커버도 없었어요. 노동자들의 죽음이 좀
Workers kept dying, and the situation kept repeating itself.
상황이 재현되니까 삼성에서는
Remember that the DuPont Chemical Corporation has actively continued to poison the American water supply and the American people. The PFAs that they use are still poisoning us within both the creation of Teflon and numerous other types of chemicals that they use, and the American government literally did fuck all about it.
아니다. 반도체 공장에서 일하는 인원이 워낙 많고
Samsung denied and lied about saying there are so many employees at the semiconductor facility
일반인보다 훨씬 적게 걸린다는 식으로 사실상 거짓말을
and only a small number get leukemia.
한국 사회에서 삼성을 상대로 해서 무언가를 진실을 파헤치거나 삼성을 상대로 싸운다는 것 자체가 사실은
Think of truth about Samsung or fight against Samsung.
불가능에 가까운 일이라고 보통 사람들이 생각하는.
In this country, this is often referred to as the Samsung Republic. Yeah, it's literally the same. Only a small number of Hertz customers get Grand Theft Auto charges and become convicted felons despite not stealing a car. What do you want us to make sure? What do you want us to fucking make sure that like every single person that we have an active warrant against is committing actual Grand Theft Auto? I mean, come on, dude. Fucking chill, bro.
다른 기업과 다르게 삼성
We can say that Samsung is different from other companies.
다르다라고 할 수 있는 건 되게 국가 경제에서 차지하는
Chat's regular reminder that almost nobody has blood not contaminated with PFAs.
바 기여하는 바가 매우 큰데
They form a huge share of the market.
휴대폰 사업, 반도체 사업이
As the cell phone and semiconductor business grew, Samsung took the lead in almost everything within the business sector after the 1997 financial crisis.
지금 가고 있습니다.
엄청난 자본을 갖고 있어요.
They have an exorbitant amount of capital. They use this to influence politics, society, and the media.
또는 이제 그 언론에 대해서 미치는 영향력이 엄청나다고 볼 수 있죠.
사회적, 정치적
They're able to make social and political decisions go in their favor. This video doesn't cover the part where the U.S. didn't want South Korean economy to be centrally planned like it was in the 70s and 80s, and they brought in their IMF guns in the 90s, taking advantage of the Asian market crash. I mean, the alternative is like centrally run by a dictator, but
부유하게 만드는 그런 역할을 한다.
그동안 관대했다라고 봐야죠. 재벌
our country and the judicial branch has been lenient on the chaebols, but even more so in the case of Samsung.
경제 권력이 된다. 민주적인
They're outside of democratic control
권력이 돼서 국가 의사
and
결정에
have greatly
대한
distorted
왜곡을
the way the
가져가는
country makes
그런 문제가
decisions.
있겠습니다.
3 or 4 managers came here in their cars. Apple, of course, is notorious for safe practices in their development.
유미가 병 걸린 거는 개인적인
Yumi getting sick is a personal issue and has nothing to do with the company.
관련도 없는데 삼성에다 왜 바가지
Why are you trying to rip us off?
유미에 대한 건
Never
한마디도
once
안
asked
물어봐요.
about her.
이제 3월 6일 날
On the 6th of March, 4:30 a.m., we went to the hospital for Yumi's treatment.
유미 그 병원 치료 받으라고 여기서 이제 새벽에 한 4시 반쯤 되면
On
여기서
the 6th of
출발해.
March, 4:30, Yumi's treatment. Yumi was laying down in the back and she said, "It's so
아
hot."
더워 그러는 거야. 그
I
뒤로 이렇게
looked back and she was
돌아보니까
sweating so much.
땀을 아주
Jesus
팍
Christ.
흘리고 있는 거야. 유미 엄마가 옆에 앉았다가 이렇게 뒤로
A
이렇게
while later,
돌아보면
Yumi's
얘가
mom
왜
turned
이래
around and
그러는
looked at
거야.
her and said, "What is happening to her?"
그래 고속도로 사이에서 나 뒤로 이렇게 돌아보래. 이렇게 돌아보니까
Took
그
her
사이에
last
벌써
breath.
숨이 다 이렇게 넘어가고 눈을 벌써 이렇게 이게 짙다는 거 보세요. 그래서 고속도로 옆에다 차를 이렇게 세워놓고 그다음에 난 차에서 내리고 유미 엄마도 내려가고 뒷문을 열으니까 벌써 그 사이에 숨이 벌써 다 넘어간 거예요. 얘가.
Jesus Christ, dude. She died at the fucking age of 21 from blood cancer. that she got working in the fucking
싸워야 되겠다는
Samsung
생각이
factory.
들었는데 내가 뭐 어떻게 싸워야 되는지, 말을 어떻게 해야 되는지, 뭐 누가 그 나를 아는 사람도 하나도 까지게 앞이 캄캄한 거야. 어떻게 해야 될지 모르겠는 거야. 그래서 내가 유미하고 그때 당시 약속을 했어요. 원인 내가 꼭 밝힌다고.
사실 저희가 가장 힘들었던 거는 저희가 삼성을 상대로 싸운다는 느낌이 아니라 삼성과 이미 짬짬이가 되어 있는 정부기관과 싸운다. 노동부 산하
Kosher, the
근로기관,
Occupational Health Authority under the Ministry of Labor and the police is who they were fighting against.
곳들과 싸운다는 그런 느낌이 강했고 그런 경험들이 많이 있었는데
그냥 받아주시면 되는 문제 아니에요. 사람 수가
3명이더라 5명이더라 뭐가 문제야 근데. 노동자 병들게 한 사람 사업장 반드시 처벌받아야 합니다.
김경민님을 기억하라.
기억하라.
1987년에 태어난
항상기 아버님이 처음에 이제 근로복지공단에 산재 신청 서류를 접수를 했었는데 이제 아버님이 주장한 거는 내 딸이 삼성 공장에서 화학물질을 다루는 일을 했다라고 했는데 삼성에서 제출한 자료는 이제 스티커 라벨 붙이는 작업을 했다는 식으로 주장을 했대요.
그래서 그거 아니라고, 그거는 삼성에서
I explained that Samsung had turned
거짓으로
in
꾸며서
false
그렇게
paperwork.
올렸고, 유미는 끝까지 처음서부터 여기서 일을
And
다
that Yumi
했다고
worked in the same
얘기하니까
place from the
이
start.
사장이 날 이 책상을 손바닥 다 이렇게 치는 거예요. 삼성 이렇게 큰 회사에서 백혈병으로 사람 몇 사람 죽었다고 해서 서류를 거짓을 꾸며서 이렇게 올릴 것 같습니까?
그러니까 저도 언론인으로서 되게 부끄러운 얘기긴 한데 우리나라 언론사가 기업의 광고 없이
Thank you, anonymous user, for the 10 gifted subs.
을 못 하는데 최대의 광고주는 삼성이니까 삼성이 바라는 대로.
Oh, they also control the press through advertisements, which is of course very different than what we have here in the United States, where our free press is of course completely independent and like not run by straight up fucking billionaires. You know, Jeff Bezos certainly would never go and purchase like one of the largest newspapers on the planet, or one of the largest newspapers in America, sorry. Or even when they don't directly own it, for example, they would certainly not control the information by way of all the advertisement the press relies on to continue. B. Dabio, thank you for the 10 gifted subs.
더 충격적이었던 건
Samsung had a list of people who protested in front of their building.
앞에서 사옥 앞에서 아마 1인 시위를 오래 했던 사람들의 명단을 이렇게 좀 만들어놔요. 뭐 저기에 있는 저런 지명수배.
It looks like that wanted poster over there. It's the same format.
그 양식이 똑같은 양식인데 거기 제일 윗줄에 뭐라고 써요?
Titled Most Valuable Customer at the top.
피해자들을
They're mocking the victims.
자신의
They mocked the father who lost his daughter just because he protested in front of their
그 앞에서 시위를 했다니.
father of late Hwang Yumi, leukemia-related core person, one-track-minded, hot temperament, height 160 centimeters, regular size.
소고객이다 이렇게 조롱을 하는 걸 보면서 와 이거는 예의를 넘어서 예의와 윤리에 문제가 있는 게 아닌가.
유미 화장을 해갖고 유골을 뿌리려고 여기를 올라왔습니다. 여기를 올라왔는데
Yumi's friends, my
올라올
friends,
적에
people
유미
from Yumi's
친구하고 내
work came.
친구 또 유미 회사에서 일하던 같이 사람들 유미 그 과장님도 해갖고.
I was excited to watch this video. This video sucks, dude. It's like fucking hurting my soul.
여기에 그 사람들이 한 40-50명이 이렇게 쭉 그 줄을 지어 서 있었어요. 그 유골을 뿌리는데 내가 아주 너무 억울해갖고 아주 눈에서 아주 눈물이 막 내려 흘렀었어요. 그래서 그 유골을 뿌리면서 그 우리 그 유미 엄마랑 유미 누나랑 유미 동생이랑 같이 이제 유골을 자꾸 이렇게 쭉 뿌렸어요. 쭉 이제 여기 이제
Any chatter that says that this is worse than America does not know like half the shit the United States of America does. What the fuck do you think America does, dude? You're crazy. You're out of your mind. No, we do exactly the same shit. We also kill humans that are not even working in the corporations. What do you mean? This is like every fucking day. Oh, he said this is why Apple's more moral than Samsung. He said he put a / sarcasm, dude. Sarcastic.
아무튼 이쪽으로 이렇게 쭉 이 앞으로 이렇게 왔는데 아주 그 사람들을 보는 순간에 아주 너무 억울해가지고 아주 눈물이 아주 막 늘어 흐르는 거예요. 얼마나 화가 나죠. 이 너무 억울해가지고. 그래서 그 유골을 가지고 그 이 삼성 반도체 공장에서 온 사람들한테 얼굴에다 확 뿌리고 싶었는데 그 사람들이 벌써 눈치채고 뒷걸음질 슬금슬금 하면서 벌써 저 집에 이렇게 나가더라고요. 그래서 그 당시 나를 누가 조금이라도 좀 도와주는 사람이 있었으면 그 사람들 얼굴에다.
Outdated now, but Amazon literally had paramedics at hot warehouses rather than install air conditioning. I love that the synopsis says outdated. Amazon told their workers to stay inside of a facility when the tornado warning was happening and people fucking died. Did we already forget about the conditions of meatpacking industries? Man shadows of short memory, serious amputations, 2 amputations a week, the cost of working at a U.S. meat plant. Also, the other part of this is the part that you don't even hear about. So now, one, you have national, like, you have U.S. workers, right? American workers. And then you have a further exploited class, undocumented immigrants. The entirety of our agricultural production relies on undocumented immigrants. Like, all these corporations use undocumented immigrants, including meat, including the meat production and the poultry production. And one of the most common processes is, like, there's rapes that run rampant. There's sexual harassment. There's a fuckload of wages that are never given to the undocumented workers, and especially when they like ever organize or demand their back pay, they literally will fucking turn around and call the INS or ICE on their own fucking workers. And then immediately, like the day after, they call ICE and they pay the fucking, they pay the bill. Okay, a little slap on the wrist for having undocumented workers. The day after, they'll go back and hire a new crop of undocumented immigrants. This is what we're doing inside of the United States, inside of U.S. borders. This is before we even get to what American corporations and like Western corporations, but American corporations specifically as well, if we're going to talk about America, do in developing nations, all the way ranging from the assassination by hit squads of labor union leaders, Coca-Cola, to Nestle literally using slave labor, but as long as it's outsourced, that it's like a third-party slave labor, that's totally fine. Literally allowed. That's not even a joke. Nestle, famous case with Nestle, went all the way to the Supreme Court recently, like a couple months ago. And the Supreme Court found that, or in a ruling, found that as long as it was a third-party slave labor, that you could subcontract out the slavery and you could continue doing that, and it was legal.
유골을 뿌리고 싶었는데 그때는 저 혼자라서 너무 자신도 없고 용기도 없고 그래서 차마 그 유골을 가지고 그 사람들 얼굴에 뿌리지를 못했는데 지금 와서 생각하면 그 사람들한테 얼굴에다 유골을 뿌리지 못한 게 아주 한스러워 죽겠어요. 아주 너무 억울해가지고.
What's wrong with your haters? They're making weird donations about you in other streams. Like, how much do these people hate you? Dude, I don't know. I hope the streamers themselves are aware of how fucking psychotic my haters are and realize that that's insane.
먹고 가난한 노동자라 그래서 작업 현장에서 사항 같은 노동에서 몸들고 죽어간 노동자들 특별히 넘도록 긴 시간 동안 해결하지 못하는 것은 참으로 답답한 일입니다.
Oh, Samsung apologized in 2018. Look at that. Wow. It was 11 years and 8 months after Yumi's death.
점점 더 이 격차가 벌어지는 사회에는 격차 가장 꼭대기에 있는 사람은 모든 권한을 갖고 있지만 그렇지 않은 뭐 90%는 99%는 자기의 삶의 주인으로서 자유롭지 않다는 거죠.
Video bummed me out, dude. Holy shit.
재벌의 경제력 집중이라는 것이 법의 지배, 민주주의에 대한 근본적인 도전이다라고 볼 수가 있다는 것이죠.
아마존이든 뭐 삼성이든 또는 뭐 페이스북이든 사실은 이제 그 모든 것들을 자기 중심적으로 그 자원을 결국 독점하게 만든.
According to the study, a lot of the photoresist chemicals used in wafer manufacturing are trade secrets or the toxicology not specified in material safety data sheets. Sounds a lot like asbestos and other workplace safety scandals trying to hide information. Yeah. Corporate secrets, man. You know, you gotta keep them a secret. It's for profit, actually. Well, no, it's not. It's literally so that you can hide. It's not so that other corporations figure out your chemicals, but instead it's so that, you know, fucking, so that people don't know the toxic chemicals that they're handling without proper protection.
페이스북이든 아마존이든 뭐 삼성이든 또는 뭐 페이스북이든 사실은 이제 그 모든 것들을 자기 중심적으로 그 자원을 결국 독점하게 만드는 구조를 만들었어요.
I did see DuPont.
그래서 한편으로는 자랑스러워하지만 한편으로는 이렇게 탈법을 저질렀는데 편법을 저지르는데 한 번도 처벌받지 않았기 때문에 사회 정의를 깨트린 것에 대한 분노, 증오.
근데 그거를 어떻게 바꿀 수 있을 거냐는 또 다른 문제잖아요. 근데 약간 뭐 무기력함이라고 해야 되나? 뭐 이런 게 있을 것 같아요. 그러니까 이제 이 사람들이 잘못한 거는 너무 많은데 그냥 한국을 먹여 살리는 기업이라는 이미지도 너무 강해서 뭐 그래서 어쩔 건데 이제 이런 무기력함이 좀 있지 않을까라는 생각이 들기도 합니다.
저는 이제 택시 운전을 하면서 손님을 이렇게 태우니까 어떤 때는 의미 친구들이 탈 때도 있어요. 결혼을 해갖고 전부 다 애기 하나씩 데리고 타고 둘씩 데리고 타고 어떤 때는 신랑하고 같이 타기도 하고 그렇게 하면 이제 그런 생각이 나죠. 우리 유미도 살아있으면은 지금 결혼해갖고 그 애기를 하나나 둘씩 이렇게 데리고 다닐 텐데 하는 유미 생각이 그렇게 나기도 하죠.
Hey, 11 million in compensation. In the same year, Samsung posted 53.9 billion in profits. Lighter content video you wanted to watch? Trans versus conservative men? You think that's lighter content? For sure lighter than corporate murder. I mean, yeah, but still. Insanity, dude.